what he gets, he doesn't throw a fit.
He's gonna like it.
He better like it.
Hopefully, he got some nice souvenirs at
Now you're
the.
muted. Now Ryan's all muted.
Son of a bitch.
Look at him; he's upset.
You were chomping on Frosted Nerds.
Oh man,
Nerds.
I love Frosted Nerds.
Did you get any more bottle caps for Christmas, Smokey?
I got 2 boxes of bottle caps for Christmas.
Did you? From who gave them to you?
It's a gentleman in the hosting seat tonight.
I'll
I
be
gave
darned.
one.
Oh, you only got me 1?
Two.
You got me 2,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were my 2.
Because I felt bad because like one of the Matt's bag of I gave everybody, so everybody's candy was based off the candy draft we did
Yes.
long time ago. And so like Matt's bag of M&Ms was just so big, everybody else is going to get like one package of like their food, of their candy. I was like, that's not fair. Matt's got like a brick of M&Ms over here, and I'm going to give Smokey one measly box
You can.
of bottle caps. What kind of poor am I that I'm just giving one box of bottle caps out? Like, I'm better than that. I'm not.
It is
hurt
the thought.
someone.
The thought of bottle caps is what does it. I'm not even
so
upset
good.
about that.
But it is the 3CT podcast edition. This is
2023, bitch.
2023.
Hello.
It is January 3rd, 2023, and by no way, shape, or form is it actually December 29th, 2022. We're in the future, in the past. Yeet. Sorry.
Let's talk about it. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 2023.
Oh God, that is not the word. That's not seen enough movement. So we can talk about it. Do you guys have do you guys have something that you guys do on a regular basis for New Year's, or you had previously? Like, I know that New Year's, while it's not always like the most family centric event of the holidays. It does have a lot of traditions that get surrounded by it.
It does.
Ryan, you were talking to me off air about something that you guys used to do for New Year's that I thought was pretty interesting.
What was that?
Have you literally forgotten about you guys going for a 2-hour block?
Oh, yeah. Me and my family, we've done this for actually a few years now. This is probably our 3rd or 4th year running where we rent the bowling lanes for a couple hours, and we go bowling. We roll our balls toward the new year. I don't know. It's just something we've always done. My entire family enjoys bowling. I used to bowl in a league. My brother enjoys it. My dad bowled on a league with me once. My niece loves bowling. My mom's a bowler. We just have a good time with it. It's a lot of fun. So we go bowling every year. So to ring in the new year, not into the new year, but always like New Year's Eve. It's always an activity that me and my family do.
Is it pretty busy at the bowling alley on New Year's Eve?
Yeah. They do like a couple blocks of like 2-hour like bowling blocks.
Huh.
It's like a techno bowl feel. You have the lights turned off, the
Okay.
party lights are on, the music's playing.
Glow bowling.
Like a glow bowling, if you will.
Glow bowl.
So the three of us are going to be using. We're going to be explaining the exact same thing, but we're going to use 3 different terms. So you called it Techno Bowl,
right? I think that is the official term for Dutch Lane's Friday night when the lights are out and the music's playing. They call it Techno Bowl.
And Mark calls it Glow Bowling.
Yeah,
and
Clearview Lanes up here. They call it glow bowling.
And for me, it's Rockin' Bowl.
Okay. See, at Dutch Lane Saturday night, they do Rockin' Bowl.
Okay. See, to me, anytime the lights are out and it's the black lights and the party music, that's Rockin' Bowl.
I like a good Rockin' Bowl.
You get to see the stains on all your friends' shirts.
Yep.
Or
Or their
don't
pants.
wear those shorts, Smokey.
Don't wear them shorts.
Those shorts have been retired.
See right through it. And so, Mark, is there any traditions that the Hottenstein family do surrounding the New Year's festivities? I know on Thursday you were talking about whether or not you're going to go to Hershey and see the Big Kiss, or if you're going to go to Gettysburg and watch the Big Top Hat.
Where did you end up going, Mark?
I ended up going to. I went up there to see Abe Lincoln's top hat.
You absolutely went to Hershey Park.
All right, I went to Hershey.
I know for a fact.
I'm going to look at this and see.
Whatever you said you were going to do, whatever you said here, you were going to do the opposite. I
feel that was right. You never got to see where the Jess Zimmerman Band was playing, though, huh?
No, I didn't. I don't know if they're playing anywhere. The Uptown Band is playing in Reading.
This is podcast material.
Or played. You mean played in Reading?
Or played in Reading. They had played in Reading. So that was good.
New Year's.
What are you doing New Year's?
New Year's Eve 2023 in Gettysburg.
The Uptown Band.
Uptown Band was in Reading. That'd be worth going to see. Now, back in the day when I was just a little marker, we always went to my grandmother's house for New Year's Eve. And that was fun. Cousin Brian would be there. And my other cousins and my aunts and uncles. It was a good time.
How are your other cousins, by the way?
They seem to be doing well. Two of them work for the post office.
Good.
One on the other side of the family is probably a millionaire.
That's good.
And the other one is cousin Kim. She, I think she moved to Georgia with her husband Kent. But Dave's doing well. Cousin Dave. He takes trips to Italy with his wife and the kids.
So, I think there's no band. I don't think there's a band in Gettysburg.
Yeah, there might not be. They're doing, I'm pretty sure the celebration is downtown on the square.
It is.
The blue and gray bar or something. There's a bar down there. It's usually pretty hopping, or a restaurant. And
now let's talk about the buffet there in Gettysburg, Mark.
Ooh.
I remember Big Dan. Dan P was a big fan.
He loved that. It was General Pickett's buffet. It's really good buffet, Tim. If you ever get up that way, that's not too far from you. But they're really.
I think Gettysburg is probably actually farther. It's probably like a 3-hour trip now.
Is it really?
How far is it from Lancaster?
From Lancaster, what, 90 minutes, Smokey? Not quite 2 hours. I don't think it's a 2-hour trip.
Yeah, just about a little less than 2 hours. It might be close to 2 hours.
That's about a 3-hour trip now to Gettysburg for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess that depends what side of Maryland you're on, because Maryland's not far from Gettysburg.
I'm definitely closer.
I feel like Tim's town's pretty good directions, Mark, of where he's located in the state.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty spot on.
Well, he won't tell us exactly. He's very general.
Right. I'm 10 minutes from Hers plant.
Hers plant.
Is
that where they make the barbecue sauce?
No, that's where they make the barbecue chips.
The chips. Hers.
I didn't know that the Hers plant does tours like Hershey Park does the Hershey tours.
Hers. I think the Utz factory, which makes potato chips, that's on the way to Gettysburg. They do a tour as well.
Oof.
Utz.
But apparently Utz. HD Entertainment will be supplying all of the music for Gettysburg.
That
stands for Harry and Daniel.
Hey, you know something, Harry and Daniel? I didn't realize this until the other week, but Gettysburg reduced the hours that you can be out on the battlefields at night or in the morning. They cut them back tremendously.
Really?
Yeah, which is really disappointing because in the summer, I think you had until, I want to say 11 to be out there at night. But they were really strict on that because the the Rangers would be out patrolling. I mean, they would give you a pretty good citation if you were out there past 11. It never happened to me, but I've heard stories.
Meanwhile, at Hershey Park, it'll be fully stocked, and then Daddy-O and the Sax Maniacs.
All right, I'm willing to give Daddy-O and the Sax Maniacs a chance. Fully stocked is really good. You can check them
Headlining
out.
this year's Daddy-O and the Sax Maniacs will be playing hits from the 70s as well as R&B, jazz, swing, and rock and roll and top 40 music.
All right, I'll give them a chance.
You mean you gave them a chance?
I gave them a chance.
Or give, however you decide you want to hear this.
They weren't so bad.
They weren't bad.
I don't know if you answered the question, Mark. Did your family have did you guys
traditions?
have a tradition?
So, well, we used to go to grandmother's, and then that kind of stopped. And well, grandmother passed away, and I was, and I'm trying to think here. My earlier adult years, what did we do? Sometimes we had people come to the estates, the Hottenstein estates. I remember one year when I was living in York, we had a heck of a party in York. That was a heck of a party. We had the pizza delivery guy came by, and we invited him in. He came in for an hour and a half while his car was out front running. And the Papa John's called the house 3 times asking if he was there. And we said, yes, he just left. But he stayed there till midnight. So that was fun. So other than that, most recently, probably the last 10 years or so, I usually go up to Hershey. The most cold I've ever been in my entire life was at Hershey on New Year's Eve one year. And I was dressed, I had 2 layers of pants and 6 layers of socks, hat, gloves, coats, and I was frozen. It was awful. But I'd do it again.
Where do they do the drop? Is it the Kissing Tower?
No, it's actually downtown. They closed down the roads.
Right there by the Hula Hands.
Yeah, right by Hula Hands. On that little bridge that goes over to Zoo America, that's where they set up the stage. They actually raised the Kiss right there on Hula Hands on the corner. So they have they put big snow plows. So those gigantic PennDOT trucks or MDOT trucks where you're at, Tim, with the big plows and the the dump truck. They turn all those sideways on the roads, so you can't have any kind of funny business where somebody would come plow into the group of people. I mean, it's kind of nice to see that they take it so seriously, but they shut down the roads really good there.
Mark, if you're looking for it, I heard Ephrata was doing something for the first time this year.
Are they?
In their little square, they're raising and or dropping something, but they've not announced what it was. So if you maybe get to leave Hershey in time, you can catch Ephrata because they might be running late.
It's stupid. In here in beautiful Elizabethtown, they have a family-friendly New Year's Eve, and they raise the star and have fireworks at 7. They've been doing that for years.
They welcome in the new year at 7 in the evening.
7, honest to God. Yep, from 4 to 7.
They're celebrating New Year's in England.
In Ireland, I want to say it is. Letterkenny, Ireland. That's Elizabethtown's sister city. They keep calling it.
Too. Letterkenny?
5 hours behind or ahead for us.
So they they celebrate the same time they do in Ireland.
Oh my!
And they do fireworks. They go all out. And then the next few weeks, I'm picking up firework remnants out of my backyard.
Sheesh!
I believe that.
It's bad. It really is. It's really bad. I don't know how they can do that, but
I mean outside of activities, Mark, I know we're from Lancaster County. Pork is what you have to eat, right? You have to eat pork and sauerkraut.
You have to.
On New Year's, pork being a lucky food.
It is a lucky food, Tim. Lancaster County tradition, right here in Pennsylvania, they have, my mother, from as long as I can remember, always made the pork and the sauerkraut on New Year's, and usually mashed potatoes to go with them.
See, I'm cool with the pork. Miss you with the sauerkraut. I don't want anything to do with that.
It's like a German, East European, and really I think it has to do with like harvesting of like pigs, so the pork's in the late harvest in the late fall is a good time to like harvest pork. And same thing with the cabbage. It gets harvested in late fall. You get a couple weeks to ferment it. Boom, New Year's, let's have some sauerkraut.
Again, you're supposed to have good luck after you eat it on New Year's.
That's what I've heard. I've been eating it every year, and I don't know about the good luck, but That's what they say.
Well, you've been having luck. Just
I've
maybe
been
not good.
I've been having luck. Tim, you had said earlier, we were talking off air about black eyed peas. That came up on a list I saw of like popular New Year's foods. Have you eaten black eyed peas on New Year's?
So I did, like, begrudgingly. It was one of my exes, her family's very like superstitious about it. And they were like, "You gotta eat black eyed peas." I was like, I don't like black eyed peas. And they're like, "Oh, well, you have to have it for good luck." And I'm like, so I have to do something I hate to have good luck? How about if I don't and I just have luck? Or like just the absence of good luck. No, no, you have to have at least a spoonful.
Yeah, I
I
understand
had to
that.
eat a
I mean,
spoonful of
black eyed
black
peas
peas.
associated with luck, colored greens, associated with literally the color green, prosperity and
Good
financial
money.
luck. So eat some greens maybe in January 1 and turn your luck around. Lentils, I believe, was something else.
Lentils.
The same thing. I think they're kind of like shaped like coins. I think that's where that kind of came from. So another money thing. So who knows?
Now, Tim, if you ate the black eyed peas, maybe you'd have a Fergalicious New Year.
I would rather not. Oh, this is insane. So I'm looking online. Apparently, in Brazil, if you head to the beach, you can increase your luck at New Year's by jumping over 7 waves. You get 1 wish per wave.
Oh,
Oh,
neat. You can also get hypothermia.
You can get hypothermia for
That
sure.
said, I would love to do a New Year's plunge one
polar bear
year.
plunge. I
I
could see
would
you
love
doing
to
that.
do it. Oh, I'd
I'd come
freaking.
out to support you.
Would you? Would you go in with me? You're
No,
invited
but
to
I'd come out
come.
and support you.
You wouldn't
I'd
go
come out
in.
and
I
watch you.
think
I'd cheer you on.
Oh, would you jump
I
over
think
one
most
wave?
of the,
Maybe.
most of the polar plunges are associated with the Special Olympics.
Yeah.
So talk to Special Olympics Pennsylvania and
Do it
get
for the
yourself
kids.
We don't have
normal
an ocean
polar
in Pennsylvania.
plunge.
I want to do it in the ocean.
You should do it Lake Erie.
They do. I know the one here or in like this area or in your area. There's like a river. They go to the Susquehanna. There's like a
Yeah,
place.
the mighty Mississippi runs through Pennsylvania.
Yes.
You can just
She's
jump
a
off
running rock.
the banks of the mighty Miss.
Splash. You ought to go to
Splash.
you ought to go to my old neck of the woods. Going down to Virginia Beach.
Oh, I thought you meant Greenfield Road. I was like,
No.
okay.
Ah,
No. My
I don't know what they
original
have over there. Your original, your real stomping ground.
real stomping grounds.
way
Actually,
back.
I might still know some people over there at Special Olympics, Virginia. I think they still like me. I don't know. They didn't like
They
when
should.
I would probably stop in Delaware, where I know the beaches. Get in my bathing suit, run in the ocean, be like, "Fuck, this is cold," and run back out.
Well, you could urinate while you're in there too. Nobody would know.
Well, yeah, no, that's a good point.
But they
That
put
would
the
keep me
chemicals
warm.
in the beach, so if you pee, it turns everything like red.
Yeah.
Now, are you guys beach guys? Tim, I don't. You said no, not really.
When I don't know, I guess it's different. I don't know. I feel like because it was so accessible to me as like
Sure.
a kid, and also like having to experience beach traffic,
It's the
especially
worst.
during the summer months.
Yep,
Like to go anywhere, miss me with the beach.
I get it.
But I will say this: now that I've been removed from it for some time, I kind of want to go back.
I feel like you would be a great boardwalk people watcher eater
I'm
guy.
a boardwalk guy.
Oh, I'd do the
That's the
boardwalk.
closest I get.
Yeah,
I love me a
that's fair.
good boardwalk.
Love me the
One of my
boardwalk.
One of my favorite memories was I went on a spring break vacation with Marcus and his family to Wildwood, New Jersey.
Oh, the Wildwoods.
And we
The
stayed
name
at a
says it.
hotel on the beach and the boardwalk down there. They actually had a wrestling figure store
Oh shoot!
on the boardwalk. That was insane. That was
Mhm.
absolutely crazy. But yeah, I love boardwalks. There's always like, I don't know if it is now, but it's like there was always like one really good arcade
Yep.
at the boardwalk that was like fully stocked with all the great games. You always have like the stupid boardwalk apparel shops that all sell this different versions of the same shirt.
Yep, all those press-on shirts. Yep.
Yep.
The iron-ons. Yep.
Yep. The iron shirts.
But yeah, like I would love to go back to Virginia Beach and stay right there at on 31st Street. There's a sweet restaurant there, Catch 31, and then there's a bar on top called Sky Bar. It's a open ceiling because it's on the roof of the hotel.
Yes, sir.
Sky Bar. That is a goal of mine at some point in my life. Because you have to be. I think you have to either stay at the hotel or be invited as a guest to get in.
Yeah, you can't just show up.
You have to be invited to
come. But yeah, for me, as far as New Year's go, I never really had like that many New Year's traditions. Traditions with my family wasn't like that big of a deal. But lately, I have enjoyed thoroughly being an adult and watching the CNN coverage of New Year's in New York. Watching Anderson Cooper, the most straight-laced guy on television, get white girl wasted on camera is just amazing. Because by the time he's done, by the time they get to 11:30, he can't control himself.
Nope.
Slurring. He's like saying stuff he shouldn't be saying.
Sauced.
He is
gone.
And Andy Cohen, his co-host, he's classier, but I think he's just well practiced.
Mm-hmm.
But
I feel like Cohen's the devil that sits on Cooper's shoulder.
He is.
Yeah.
But what I love about it is that they keep the New Year's coverage on until 3 a.m.
Okay.
For
That's
all
nice.
time zones. So it's really fun to watch the 1 a.m. New Year's because that is New Orleans. And usually that's Don Lemon. And they've been drinking since before the New York team starts drinking. If you want to see a good old time of people who don't get drunk in public, CNN, New Year's Eve, watching the New York crew and then the New Orleans crew.
I mean, now we're going to have to wait an entire year. I wish you would have talked about this last Thursday. We would have tuned in. Now I have to wait a whole year to remember.
I know.
Damn it.
You can YouTube it.
I do remember Ryan Seacrest tweeted about the live drinking on CNN like a bitch. Just crack open a beer, Seacrest.
Shut up, Ryan. Not you, Ryan. The other Ryan.
I heard what you said.
Lame
That's
Ryan.
hurtful.
Lame Ryan.
Ryan.
Fun Ryan.
Yeah.
Smokey is fun.
Yeah, Ryan. Fun Ryan would go jump in the beach in freezing temperatures. Other Ryan's going to complain about drinking.
It's cold. No drinking.
It's New Year's. Let's celebrate that way. Drink baby juice.
Man, I get up in the morning.
I gotta do a nationally televised radio show. Huh?
Look at me. I'm Casey Kasem.
It might as well be Casey Kasem.
Down the top four.
Now you said baby juice, Tim.
I don't know what I was saying.
I'm gonna come out here and just say it. One of my favorite drinks, still to this day, as a 39-year-old man, I love Juicy Juice Fruit Punch.
Really?
I love it. I regularly buy it, and that will be like my morning drink because I'm not an orange juice drinker. It gives me heartburn.
I hate orange juice.
I can't do the acid. Juicy Juice Fruit Punch, a big glass with 2 ice cubes is normally how I start my morning.
God,
39 years old. I flippin' love it.
See, I've had a hankering every time I've gone to the store recently. I've been eyeballing apple juice.
Dude, do it, Tim. Do it. Why wouldn't
I
you? What's stopping you? You're an adult.
Come
you
on,
want me to
Tim. You
stop-
make
you
your
know
own
what's stopping me?
decisions.
Let me tell you one thing. What's stopping me is refrigerator real estate.
Oh, that's fair.
We don't have a lot of room in our
Now,
fridge.
Juicy Juice, you can get the small one.
I could, and I'd house that mother effer.
That's what I
You can
get.
sit it outside this time of year. It'll stay cool.
That's very true. It's very true.
There you have it.
I'm gonna get me an apple juice this weekend.
Man,
Yeah,
do
I
it,
think you
Tim.
should. And start looking for new refrigerators, something bigger.
Yeah, I should.
I know somebody that can get you something big and commercial if you want it.
Ooh. But will it fit
Ooh.
will it fit my
No,
big
it would not.
That's the thing. You got to
would
measure your
not.
space.
Yeah.
Now, hey, now let's talk about. We're talking about New Year's. How about the? I know locally here they raise and lower a lot of different things. We talked about Abe Lincoln's hat and Hershey Kisses, but in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, they raise a bologna or drop a bologna.
That is correct. And that is no bologna.
That's no bologna. They drop a bologna in Lebanon.
Oh,
On
really?
New Year's. Yeah.
I mean,
And then-
they make Lebanon bologna,
Yeah. So they drop Lebanon bologna.
which is a disgusting bologna, by the way.
I mean, I poop once a day, but I'm not going to drop it for New Year's.
Well, Lebanon sweet bologna is pretty good, I think. And then in Lancaster and York City, Lancaster is the red rose city. They raise or lower a red rose, and York raises or lowers a white rose.
Mm-hmm. The old Battle of the Roses.
Lidditz did a rose.
Lidditz did one New Year's celebration. I believe it was right in 2020, like 1999 to 2000. I mean, not 2020 to 2000. And they raised and or lowered, I believe it was a pretzel.
Okay.
And
that checks out because there's the pretzel company that founded in Lidditz.
Yeah, Sturgis. Forget exactly what the claim to fame with Sturgis is.
I guess Lidditz is like, look, we do fantastic 4th of July. We can't do 4th of July and New Year's.
It has to be too much.
So in Lidditz, Pennsylvania, the Julius Sturgis Pretzel Bakery, which was founded in 1861, is the first commercial pretzel bakery in America. So that's why we dropped and or lowered a pretzel. And the pretzels are really good if you've never had one. It's definitely worth checking out. And I believe it was in like a bowl or like a vat of Wilbur chocolate is what it dropped into, if I remember correctly. But it was only ever done 1 year and never revisited again. So I don't know if it was I didn't go. I don't know. I'd love to do New York City one time. I think that's like a bucket list for me. I absolutely would. Yeah, apparently you have to be there at like 2 PM and like piss in your pants or some shit, and it's crazy.
We're darks.
But I would love to do that. That would be neat. I want to do Punxsutawney. Someone let's do Groundhog's Day one.
Yeah.
I want to do it so bad.
Okay. I would do Punxsutawney.
On my list.
We can now see, we had a conversation internally that we wouldn't have stuff to talk about today. There's a list of things that I want to do like in the next 10 years. Punxsutawney is absolutely one of them.
For sure, right?
Like especially since we live so stupid close.
Yeah. That's drivable.
You could possibly go and still not call out of work.
Oh, my ass is calling out of work.
I mean, I would call out of work too.
I will also be the one. I want to have a room because I'm probably drinking, just like everybody else in Punxsutawney that morning.
You get there the day before, night before you drink, and then you have Groundhog's Day.
Man, it sounds.
I would sleep through Groundhog's Day if I drank the night before.
That's a good point too.
All right, get up early and start drinking.
I don't drink anymore.
That's it. You day drink. You go to sleep at 5. You wake up. You check out, and you go home.
That's fair.
What are you gonna do? When is Groundhog's Day?
I don't know.
February 2nd every year.
Thursday, 3-count Thursday, live from Puxatawny, Pennsylvania.
That
We
would
can
be the
do this.
best.
We can effing do this.
I will absolutely put in for work. Let's table this to a little bit later, off air, and let's figure this out.
I think we can do this.
And I think you've stumbled onto a great topic, Tim. I want to think about and write these down because I feel like they come and go to me at times of like my bucket list items. But for some stupid reason, damn it, if Groundhog's Day hasn't always been near the top of my list.
Why not? Let's do it. Groundhog's Day.
Another one that I want to go do, and it's also kind of local. I've always wanted to go to the Little League World Series.
Yep, I'd absolutely love to catch a game.
Williamsport.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not far at all where we're at.
But like, I just feel like those three things, like New Year's Eve in New York, going to Groundhog Day in Puxatawny, and going to the Little League World Series, 3 attainable, easy to do,
very easy attainable. Yep.
Things in the next 10 years.
Yep.
I mean, I've Mardi Gras on that list too for me. It's a little bit further away, but like that's a bucket list item. Maybe not within the next 10 years, but before I die, I want to do a Mardi Gras. That's for sure.
If I go, I want to do it when I can still like enjoy it.
Oh, I'm not saying do it when I'm really, really old. I mean, that's within 10 years, so never mind.
Ha!
Yeah, but Groundhog's Day, that's an easy one.
That would be doable.
Let's
Mardi
figure
Gras
that out.
and New Year's in New Orleans is probably about 1A and 1B as far as celebration. I don't know that there's much difference between the two.
Did you happen to go to either the Eagles or like have you gone to like a championship celebration parade?
I have not. The Eagles one I couldn't get to with work. The Phillies one was a while ago, I guess.
The Flyers ain't going to win anytime soon.
Well, not anytime soon. That's for sure. I have seen the Hershey Bears win the Calder Cup, like a clinch the cup, and then like the Lancaster Barnstormers win their championship. I've seen that twice, and it's just cool to see any sort of sports team win a championship, regardless of like level of professionalism. It's really cool to see like the guys get it.
Right. But I feel like going to like a championship parade, like there's a possibility the Eagles could do it.
I'm not going to speak about that.
Oh,
I'm superstitious enough to not even bring that up. Yeah.
All right, cool.
You can talk about it. I won't contribute.
No, I won't either. I will be fair. I'll be fair and balanced. Speaking of fair and balanced, by the time this airs, either you'll appreciate this, either myself or Big Jim will have won our fantasy football league.
Yes.
Oh,
yes, how exciting. Who
I
gets
know.
the belt?
The two Haas's going after it for the belt.
Just smacking meats around. Who you got quarterbacking? Or who did you have quarterbacking?
I got Joe Burrow. He's got Pat Mahomes.
Okay. All right. Now, has Jim has won it before?
He has won it before.
Here's the deal.
And
I'd love to see you display that belt somewhere behind you.
Oh, it would be with me every week.
Because I don't recall Jim displaying that belt very prominently. Maybe he has it sitting there. I don't freaking know. But I would love to see it hanging on your wall or something like that.
Even better, last season, I was the last place team in the league.
You got the Divas belt.
I currently have the Divas belt here at the house.
Unbelievable. And you don't have that displayed.
Well,
you're embarrassed.
People got weird when I was displaying it in the private group chat.
Yeah,
because I really like. I have great pride in being the Divas champ.
Did you like Shawn Michaels it?
No, but I will absolutely Shawn Michaels the. I will post those photos.
I can't wait to see them.
I will do it,
and you will have earned it.
I will, because in fantasy football, I don't make a bunch of like trades. I'm not like a wheeler and dealer.
You got what you got.
I get what I get. I made one trade. I ended up trading in the middle of the season. I traded for Justin Jefferson.
It's not a bad grab.
Yeah. I mean, it was with Marcus, and like he got some good stuff too. But
Sure.
I don't remember what exactly the trade was, but I literally got Justin Jefferson for like, I think Kenny Pickett, or not Kenny Pickett, George Pickens, and I think a running back. Or no, he got Allen. I don't fucking remember who I gave him.
It sounds like you got a good side to that deal, though.
I did, but I got Justin Jefferson. Right now, Big Jim's got 20 points. He's slated to beat me by like 14 points.
Okay.
But who's to say, right? It's why you play the game.
Any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday.
Now, speaking of grabs and picking things up, last Thursday we talked about the WWE gobbling up Dragon Lee, a free agent acquisition, if you will.
Yeah.
And it got me thinking how bad the WWE's track record is with masked superstars, especially that lean a lucha style mask and presentation. So I've jotted down a few names of masked superstars from present and past. And I thought maybe, and I don't want to steal your guys' thing of like good place, bad place.
No, you're
Something
fine.
along those lines, like successful or a bit of a dud. And we can talk about it as we go. We've got a few minutes left here on the show. There's not a ton of time left. It doesn't have to be a long format, but I'll start with, I think, the most obvious one when you think of masked superstars in the WWE, Rey Mysterio.
It's a thumbs up. I mean,
yeah.
Granted, Rey's biggest success came on the heels of the death of Eddie Guerrero. But still, he got there, and then once he got into that tier, he's become the GOAT. It's just kind of crazy that a lot of people are just going to remember his WWE run and not remember the fact that like he lost his mask in WCW and then came back in WWE in 2002 with the mask on like nothing happened.
That
Rey
is
Mysterio,
100%
absolutely
sure.
100% thumbs up. Like they treated him well, and they put him in the position to succeed. What about you, Mark?
They did. Yeah, Mysterio had on the independents and ECW and WCW had really found a lot of success, but he was always kind of that cruiserweight champion, or I don't remember if they gave him the U.S. belt. I don't think WCW gave him the U.S. belt, but on the WWE platform, they allowed him to be bigger, and so he was definitely a success. WWE nailed that one, very much nailed it. So he's in a good place.
Good. I'm gonna just bounce around. Some new, some old. Like I said, some obviously didn't have great careers. Some are going to be masked superstars outside of like lucha characters as well, just to prove a point that the WWE just doesn't have a great track record with masks, unless you're like a top tier superstar like Kane, for example. Let's say Kane, masked superstar, success, yeah.
See, here's the weird thing. Kane was successful, and then there was like a point in time when they did the stuff with Undertaker, or not Undertaker, when they did the stuff with Stone Cold Steve Austin with the first blood match, and then like DX Kane was like this serious ass kicking machine, and then within a year he's got a voice box saying "suck it." Right.
Suck it.
So Kane becomes kind of a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, he gets serious again. And then he goes some time. And overall, Kane's a success. Absolute success. Could be the second greatest character WWE's ever created behind The Undertaker.
Yep. I agree. Yeah, he's huge success. Huge. And he had that period where he was unmasked, then he's masked, then he's unmasked. But overall, huge success for Kane.
He found some success in the unmasked bald head gimmick.
Yeah, the corporate came.
Gerber baby.
Let's look at Ultimo Dragon in the WWE. Unfortunately, forgettable.
Yes.
By the time Ultimo gets to WWE, he's already cooked.
Okay, that's fair.
But my man had literally the worst WrestleMania appearance of all time. My man slipped 3 times during one entrance.
That was a very slippery entrance.
There is no
Slippery.
coming back.
He slipped on his robe or his cape, I think, initially, didn't he, when he came out?
His robe twice.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah. That was a shame because he's an incredible athlete.
I love Ultimo. I love Ultimo. It's just by the time he gets to WWE, I have no interest in seeing Ultimo Dragon. Like, it was really cool. It was good to see him get a paycheck and see him like be with WWE.
Just past his prime.
Yeah.
You know, maybe if Mysterio wasn't there, Ultimo may have been a little more special, but Mysterio cast such a large shadow. It was tough for Ultimo to ever kind of stand out, regardless of slipping and sliding.
Right. I think what makes it different though is like Rey Mysterio had that ability to cross over into like the heavyweights.
Yep.
There's Ultimo is strictly a cruiserweight, light heavyweight guy. And like to me, in the WWE world, cruiserweight means lesser than, unfortunately.
You know what? I think we're really going to cover that as we work through this list. And I bring up the next one in Kalisto, who I think had fantastic work in NXT, and then kind of hit that what you just described him on the main roster.
You have to remember, Kalisto at one point was United States champion.
Yeah, he did pretty good, honestly.
WWE in my opinion, the opportunity to be like that breakout star, but for whatever reason, doesn't connect, doesn't work. You can't tell me that like the Lucha Dragon stuff wasn't over. Like people now at indie shows at like GCW, Lucha, Lucha, Lucha. It's all Kalisto.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a really
100%
good point.
Kalisto.
That fan interaction, the fans love that kind of stuff.
I think WWE did him okay. I don't think they did him dirty. I really would have loved to have seen what would have come of Kalisto had he actually like had the chance to come back. Because you remember those like promos that Kalisto was cutting right before he gets cut, where he's ripped. Like he's on Twitter doing these promo videos and he's like mask, no shirt, but he is like cut. And I'm like, yo, this Kalisto, I can mess with this Kalisto.
Mm-hmm.
And then they cut him. And I don't know what he's doing now.
No clue.
Maybe he'll come back. You never know. Triple H he's been good.
We talked about this one briefly on Thursday, but the other half of the Lucha Dragons in Sin Cara.
And we talked about it on Thursday, but like when you talk about Sin Cara, you're talking about 2 Sin Caras. Because you had the original Sin Cara, which was Mystico, who now I forget what his name is now. But that Sin Cara didn't want to learn English. The reports are didn't want to learn English, wasn't very likable backstage. They create the second Sin Cara to feud with the first Sin Cara. And the second Sin Cara ends up taking over the mantle of being the Sin Cara, even though he's like 3 inches taller and like 75 pounds heavier. And then we have that Sin Cara until he he leaves, and that is the former Unico. Mm-hmm. I think Unico was decent as a Sin Cara. I think WWE did that okay. Sold a bunch of masks.
Sure did.
Great in Mexico. But as far as like overall roster appeal, not really.
Yeah, same. Not so good. He, I think maybe it sounds like he was his own worst enemy, but I don't know. WWE certainly hyped him up when he first came in, so yeah, kind of a failed experiment,
So of the
unfortunately,
ones
so
we've
far.
talked about, really, obviously Rey Mysterio would be like your mantelpiece, and then
Yes.
Kane, who's outside of the luchador weight, and is a heavyweight with the mask on, which brings me to our next um, competitor, and not a homegrown talent at all, but let's talk about Vader.
I don't count Vader as a masked guy.
Real okay.
Even though he wore a mask, that mask ain't covering nothing. And there's times where he just takes the
We'll
mask
just take it
off.
off. So
Yeah, he'd take
you
it
would
off
you
during
would
the
would you
matches.
count Mankind as a mask guy?
Yeah, because it covers most of his face.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd go
Vader's
along with
wearing
that
just
too.
like strings across his face and like
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot
not
of times
And I
Vader.
guess without the mask, Mankind that was another gimmick.
that's dude love, that's
Right,
That
Cactus
was
Jack.
either Dude Love or
Oh,
right.
Cactus. Right.
Mick
Right.
Foley. Yep.
yeah.
Or you're right, Foley himself. That's a fair point.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well let's cross Vader off. Let's talk about Mankind, and then specifically that Mankind gimmick, I guess, with the mask.
I think they did Mankind well. You have to think when he first comes in, he's like beating the shit out of the Undertaker. Like boiler room brawl, he
He's
steals
beating the
Paul
shit out of
Heyman
himself in promos, pulling
Yeah.
his hair and
and like cutting
punching
promos with
himself
rats.
and rats.
He steals Paul Bearer from the Undertaker. Really like puts the first big dent in the dead man. It makes the Undertaker have to like find a new source of power since Paul Bearer was the keeper of the urn, and then Undertaker had to seek his power from the creatures of the night. And then even then, Mankind transitioning from being like a super serious character, and then you get the evolution of the Three Faces of Foley, but then you get back to Mankind, and he's like happy-go-lucky like Mankind outfit, but wearing like the dress shirt with the tie that we get from like corporate Mankind, and his like wanting to butter up Mr. McMahon. Like we almost get two completely separate runs of Mankind, and I think both are really good. What about you, Mark?
Yes. Yeah, you definitely get two different Mankinds. You get the one where he's wearing that those brown tights, if you will, and that kind of brown colored shirt. And the corporate one, I like the more corporate when he had the button down and the tie. But Mankind, in my opinion, he did extremely well. WWE, well, Jim Ross often would talk about how he wanted to bring in Mankind, and Vince didn't necessarily want him, but he allowed Jim to bring him in so he could feel what it's like to get his heart broken by a wrestler. And Mick Foley or Mankind certainly proved everybody wrong.
He definitely had the
So,
last laugh there.
He
oh
did.
yeah, he did. Yeah, Mick Foley, Mankind, I'd put him up there with the Canes and the Rey Mysterio on the mantelpiece for sure.
There was a time here we're gonna go through a few wrestlers relatively quick. I guess this is the new generation era. So right before the Attitude Era,
Uh-oh.
let's talk about the Portuguese man of war Aldo Montoya.
Bad.
Terrible.
So much
So
so
bad.
he can become just incredible.
Let's talk about we talked about him briefly on Thursday. Avatar, how short lived Avatar was.
Had to
Terrible.
leave, go to ECW, and pick up a mannequin head.
Yep. Both of those are terrible.
What a crazy gimmick, picking up that animal or that head. Let's talk about Quang.
Wasn't that Savio Vega?
Yep.
Or
It
no,
was. Yeah,
that was
it was
Savio.
Savio Vega, and the Sultan.
The
was
Sultan,
Rikishi.
the Sultan was going to be next.
It
So
was
let's do
Rikishi.
Quang and the Sultan.
Terrible.
Could be the same guy. Like
Could
to
have been.
me, they're interchangeable.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
find
not.
Quang or the Sultan to be like super appealing. They're just like random bad guy,
Right? Foreign bad guy that
foreign
dresses
bad
Yeah,
different
guy.
than us.
Yeah,
Very stereotypical heel in the 1990 WWF.
yeah, it
sure.
was. Yeah,
Um,
they brought the Sheik in with the Sultan for a little while. Sheik and
Yeah.
Bob Backlund.
just trying anything
Still,
to get him over.
still bad.
So the WWE put one of the big guys in a mask, um, and put him with the oddities. What about Golga?
I will never say anything bad about John Tenta in my life. The Earthquake is great. I loved Golga. I think he's probably the most recognizable of the oddities. Not just because he wore a mask, but like he was always wearing the Cartman shirt.
It was
Yep,
Cartman, right.
yep, that
He
was
was
so
Cartman.
good.
The
And
popularity of South Park.
like Golga was so good, man.
Was he just in
He
a bad
was.
faction? Is that the faction? I don't know.
Oh, I love
I'd
the
love to
faction.
go. I'd love to go long distance on that faction one time.
I love the faction. I love the entrance music.
Yeah, because like how the oddities come about, because originally they're a part of the Truth Commission. Because Kurgan,
Right,
the
Kurgan.
interrogator from them, then Cyrus creates the group, and the name the oddities is a shortened name of like what Cyrus called like the collection of human oddities. And he brings in Giant Silva. He's got Kurgan. He's got Golga. And then like the ICP show up.
ICP
Yep,
shows up. Was it
ICP.
Luna Vachon?
Yeah, Luna Vachon came in there.
That theme is bonkers.
It is.
Is that ICP?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that was one of the WWF the music CDs.
It was on the
Three, was it?
Volume 3. It's
That,
still on there. Like it's on.
you know, the nobody wanted to see their matches. I just wanted to see their entrance and see them all in the ring dancing. That's all I cared
that
about.
Was fun. It was fun.
It was fun.
It kind of created that I wanted to be there and enjoy that moment.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think we'd go so long on Golga. That's neat.
Yeah, Golga was. I liked Golga a lot.
Let's keep it in the 90s. How about Battle Cat? Maybe this was even the late 80s.
Man,
it's early 90s.
Is it early
Battle
90s?
Cat just didn't even get off the ground.
Too gimmicky? Is that what that was?
Oh, just totally fizzled out before it started.
Yeah.
I remember seeing previews on like Wrestling Challenge saying next week the debut of Battle Cat, and I don't even know if Battle Cat ended up debuting, or if he did, it was like one match. It was bad.
It wasn't long. Let's switch it up. Let's come a little bit more newer. Let's go. We talked about Kalisto. Let's talk about Lince Dorado and Grand Metalik. Was there just? Let's talk about them.
I feel like Grand Metalik could have been something. Especially when when Rey Mysterio first comes back, he works a series of matches with Grand Metalik on Raw. Like he was working Grand Metalik and Andrade when he first comes in. And man, they could have made Metalik something. But I feel like Grand Metalik is going to be one of those cases of just like the WWE audience, unless you're like super larger than life in like an Asuka or a Shinsuke Nakamura, if you don't speak English, we don't care.
Unfortunately, I think you're pretty close to being accurate.
But like Shinsuke's cool. Shinsuke's cool is bigger than the English language.
That's fair.
Asuka's cool is bigger than the English language.
Right.
Grand Metalik's cool is like very limited cool. Like it's only cool when he wrestles, not when he's doing anything else.
I hate to even say it. Let's with Asuka. I feel like the broken English, nobody's ready for Asuka is over more than if Asuka spoke it very fluently. Like it's fun. Asuka's like it kind of presents this foreign, kind of crazy feeling to you as like an English speaker. Oh, wow, it's so different. It is foreign to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm not ready for Asuka. That sounds silly, but
even when she like speaks her Japanese,
mm-hmm.
you're just like, oh, she cussing them out.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody is ready for Asuka. And then she does her little hand thing.
And Grand Metalik can go.
Yes.
I think Lindsay Dorado can go. Lindsay had that crazy spot in one of the chamber matches. Was it a chamber match?
Mm-hmm.
These guys can both go, so there's not. Were they snake bit because they were in the cruiserweights? Is that they got labeled that, and that's what happened?
I think that certainly hurt them.
Look at the people who were a part of that cruiserweight division that succeeded. Cedric Alexander, who stopped being a cruiserweight.
Yeah.
Mustafa Ali, who stopped being a cruiserweight. Buddy Murphy, who stopped being a cruiserweight.
Yep.
Everybody else.
Drew Gulak now being featured in NXT.
And this is going to be so great for him.
I agree.
Yeah, he's going to shine there for sure.
Wait. I can't wait to see, I just can't wait for him to say catch point one time.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely.
Tim, I think you brought up a great one, Tim. Andrade, before the WWE, was a masked wrestler. Took the mask off in the WWE and found massive success.
Andrade was a masked guy. Alberto Del Rio was a masked guy. Santos Escobar was a masked guy. I'm trying to think who else was a masked guy before they came in. I feel like there's one other notable guy, maybe not recently, not current roster, but maybe within
I'd have to
last 5 years. I'd have to think. But there's one name you haven't brought up, and I dare say he might be the second most popular masked wrestler in WWE history.
Oh, can I run through the list?
Go ahead.
Let's see if it's there. So I had Kato. Is it Kato?
Yep, Kato from Orient Express. Yep.
Tao.
Was it the Repo Man? Is that who you're talking about?
No.
Repo Man, not his. Okay.
Nope,
all right. So, let me go through the ones that I know it's not. Max Moon, just a bad gimmick.
Max Moon.
Just a bad gimmick. Is that we weren't ready for a gimmick like that? Is that?
Yeah.
I wrote down who because that's fun.
It's fun.
What? Who?
Juventud Guerrera, which I believe lost his mask in the WWE, but did debut with the mask.
No, I don't think so.
No, he lost it in WCW.
Oh, and didn't bring it. Oh, okay. My bad. My apologies.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down the Great Sasuke, who I think was in a battle royal for the WWE.
Great Sasuke was in the finals of the light heavyweight tournament with Taka.
Oh, okay. Again, just I think a fantastic wrestler, just doesn't go over in the WWE. To touch on tag teams, Los Conquistadores.
Yes,
that's fun. Even the Edge and Christian version, that was a lot of fun.
That was
later on. Mr. X or the Masked Superstar.
Mm-hmm.
So that's some older ones.
Yeah, he was extremely popular. Well, he was a heel, but he was consistently ranked in the top 10 back in the day.
See, that's a little bit pre-Ryan's time to remember that. Yeah. So I did reference a list on that. I have 3 masked gimmicks left, Tim, on my list to talk about. The one I don't think it is, but I think deserves some talking about is the Patriot.
I like the Patriot. I think the Patriot was more over in WCW than he was in WWF. Because again, by the time he gets to WWF, he's kind of washed.
Mm-hmm.
But Stars and Stripes is a fantastic tag team in WCW with Marcus Alexander Bagwell and the Patriot.
Yep. They were really, really popular.
I think the Patriot works better in Turner WCW down south.
In the South Shore, that Americana sort of feel.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think the Patriot only got over in WWF because Brett was doing his anti-Canada stuff.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, he came in at just the right time.
It was a good time for him to come in then.
To have a short run with that.
The one, again, I don't think you're going to say, Tim, It's very recent. I'm going to say The Fiend.
Yeah, The Fiend is up there. It works as a Jekyll and Hyde because The Fiend works really great because you had Firefly Funhouse Bray Wyatt, and you understood they were the same person, but they're different people, but they're the same guy. I think they did well with The Fiend. I'm very curious to see what they do now with like Uncle Howdy and all that other stuff. But
I am too.
Yep.
And
Stay
again, not
tuned.
a wrestler like Tim, you said, that wears a mask all the time.
right,
So you did get the ebb and the flow of a regular faced gimmick as well.
correct.
So Tim, the only one that's left, that I believe you're talking about,
One.
and you need to stand back. It's the Hurricane.
That's not who I was going to say,
Are
but
you
that's close.
serious?
I
That's
got
very
somebody
close.
too, actually.
I think
I
the
got someone
Hurricane's
that
really
didn't make
good.
the list.
I think the Hurricane's really good. I
Yeah,
think the WWE
Hurricane was good.
really well, especially like in that 03 run where he's like they're putting him up against like The Rock and Stone Cold and Triple H.
Yeah, that was great stuff.
The Rock gave him so much.
So
People don't want to talk about how good The Rock was at giving back to people. Go back and watch like all The Rock stuff. The Rock be forever losing. For a top guy, he puts over everybody.
yeah, The Rock did well.
Rock is so good. I'm curious.
I must have missed one.
You did, and he's easy to miss.
I got somebody in mind too, Tim. I don't know. I doubt we're thinking of the same person.
So my guy, you go ahead with yours.
Well, this guy didn't wrestle, but my God, he was a huge part of the presentation. And I'm thinking of Kim Chi with Kamala.
Okay.
That's a great gimmick for sure.
He added a lot to that package with Kamala, in my opinion.
And that's Harvey Whippleman, Downtown Bruno, right? That's
it was Danny
Knuckleball. That's
Steve Lombardi.
Lombardi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of different people, but I think Steve Lombardi did a good
Even
bit.
Knuckleball Schwartz.
My answer is he's easy to miss. It's mid 1996, like 96, 97 era. You often saw him paired a lot with Sonny. Max Mini.
Oh yeah, little Max Mini.
Max Mini was over.
Yeah, WWE really pushed him, and the fans reacted
I don't remember
to him.
Max Mini at
You
all.
don't remember Max Mini?
He was a little person. He
like Sonny and him were like yucking it up, and like Max Mini would like playfully like slap like hottest woman on the planet Sonny on the butt, and Sonny would be like ooh, and then like play into like little Max Mini. Dog.
Totally missed Max Mini.
Roll Rumble 96, I think. It's a 6-person. Let me look.
I mean, 96 sounds like the right time for the WWE wanting to do these minis matches. That's for sure.
Yeah. They plugged him in when Brian Pillman died on that, and
is it 97 instead? Let me look.
97 to 99 is what Wikipedia is saying.
No, that's who did Max Mini 6-man tag Sonny. 1998. The 98 Royal Rumble. It is Max Mini, Mosaic, and Nova against Batallon El Torito, which is not the same El Torito as former WWE superstar El Torito, who also was in a mask, and Tarantula in a 6-man little person's match. And like Sonny treats Max like an oversized baby.
I have to watch this right now.
My God, it's so good.
I will be wrapping up with this show, and jumping on there. My apologies for overlooking Max Mini here in my list. I didn't mean anything by that.
Like Tim said, he's easy to overlook.
I didn't have every single mass superstar for the WWE. I did leave a few off, but there's not a ton in the entire time. We talked about almost all of them in about 30 minutes. So really, good luck, Dragon Lee. I hope the best for you. You have a bit of an uphill battle,
and maybe the best thing that could happen to Dragon Lee is maybe taking off the mask.
Yeah, he could come in unmasked. There's a very good chance.
He could. They could call him Brian Lee.
They could. The primetime Brian Lee.
Brian Lee. That'd be Brian with an L-Y, Brian Lee.
Everything he did would be very Brian Lee.
Very, very Brian Lee.
But that is all for us here on the Tuesday podcast. Be sure to check us out on Facebook.com/3CountThursday or on our YouTube page, our YouTube channel, as well as on Twitter at 3CountThursday. Always the number, never the word. On Thursdays at 8 p.m., where we give you this, but live. A chance to interact, chat with us in real time. But this Thursday, coming up in 2 days, we're going to talk our matches of 2022. We had a full slate. We had 365 days to cover it all. So catch us on January the 5th, the day after Wrestle Kingdom.
Man.
We're going to be sleepy. We just watched, day 1, 2, maybe 3 of Wrestle Kingdom?
There's only one night of Wrestle Kingdom this year.
Is there really?
Yeah.
One night. It was like 3
years. They go back and you do the right thing.
Oh, good for them.
Good for them. But be sure to catch us on all social media at 3CountThursday. Always the number, never the word. And until next time, stay smart, stay safe. I don't know how Big Jim says it all the time. And go for the hit.